Hi everyone, my name is Steve and this is Camilla, and we got two small boys, and we an ex-pilot family from Papua New Guinea with MAF, and it's a bit of an exciting one for us today, but welcome to another live interview from our Around the World event.
Today we have landed in Papua New Guinea. Which is extremely exciting for us because we get to revisit our other home, should we call it. We've obviously experienced a number of landings, especially in Mount Hagen, and it's always such a privilege landing there, and especially landing in an MAF plane. Just being a part of the MAF family. Once a part of the MAF family, always a part of the MAF family. So really exciting that we're there today. And if any of you have any questions, please feel free to pop them below in the comments section, and there will be somebody to answer your questions.
And today we've got two special guests, Rick and Michael. They are in the IT department with MAF, and we've spent a great amount of time with them, and they've helped us out a lot. And we'll get to that a little bit later. But welcome, guys. How are you guys? Michael can go first.
Hi, my name is Michael Gena. I am a national here in Papua New Guinea, and I joined MAF in 2015 in the IT department. And I have two kids, and I am in this department as an IT support officer.
Wonderful, good to see you, Michael. Our one talk. In Papua New Guinea, we refer to our family and friends as one talks because we speak the same language. That's how we explain it. So over to you, Rick.
Yeah, I'm the IT manager in Hagen, but they sent us to Australia in March. And I'm still trying to work offline or online from here. And Michael is doing most of the hands-on work. But it's good that we've got a relationship together, and we've had a chance to work for a while there. And we know you guys and miss you guys who are over in Africa. And seems like a long way away from here. But I'm in Darwin in the Northern Territory at the moment at my son's house.
That's great. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, we certainly miss being a part of the immediate family, should I say, and we miss PNG so much. And although you are online and have pretty good internet where you are right now, you're online, but you're off land, aren't you? So it's I'm sure Michael is enjoying the challenges of being in the IT department on his own, although I'm sure you chat pretty often. I just want to ask Michael, firstly, a little bit about his role in his position. What would a normal day look like to you, Michael? And if you can just give us a bit of an idea of your role in that position.
Normally, a day starts with email or phone calls, or even visits from staff here in Hagen. And yeah, it goes on. And normally I don't have plans. Sometimes I have projects to run, but a normal day looks like that with requests coming in. But being in the department for some time now, I can handle most of the things now, and it's okay. But for someone new, I think it will be a bit difficult and frustrating, and yeah, things build up. But at the moment, it's looking good, and things have slowed down because of COVID-19 and operations. So I am doing okay with Rick providing support online.
That's great. We have fond memories of when you came to visit us in Rumgene. And so you do get to visit some of the remote outstations and enjoy spending time with some of the MAF families, the expats from other countries. How often do you get to do that? That's my one question. And then another thing is just if you can tell us how you became a part of the MAF family.
I make visits to remote bases only when the service goes down. And if we are not able to fix it via email or phone call or giving instruction over. So I make visits. It depends. It depends on the job and equipment they have. If I need to travel, I travel. If they need to send in equipments, then they send it in for me to check. So or I travel when I have to do bigger changes in that location. I joined MAF. I knew MAF from my father. He used to tell me stories that he used to fly with MAF to locations before Papua New Guinea in the islands had roads. So he said he normally uses MAF on a single engine. I don't know what kind of plane, but he used to go with tools. And so this is when I knew MAF. And then, I wanted to join missions. So that's why I joined MAF, and I'm with MAF now.
That's wonderful. Obviously, my comment before saying that you have the opportunity to go and spend time with MAF families, I can't presume that it's an excitement for you, but certainly for us, it was such a highlight having a One Talk and a PNG national come and experience our home and our culture and, even our own food, and to share that with you. So obviously, I must just mention that we can't presume that's a highlight for you. I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you want to say something after that comment?
Just a comment. Visiting families at the remote bases, the challenge is they are being kept away, and they are away from everything like civilization and all that, cut away, but they are there, and it also brings people closer using the mission work and the things that they do. And
yes,
and I think it's interesting.
We also realize that when you come out, for example, to a place like Kawito or Ramgane, you're not only there to connect with the families, you actually have a role. And often there are some big challenges in that, because you are now trying to sort out the internet and the IT problems in very different circumstances and difficult circumstances.
That is correct.
Okay, I think over to Rick. Rick, if you can tell us a little bit about your role and how you joined the MAF family.
Michael misses out on an awful lot of stuff, when he does these abbreviated versions of his day. He didn't say that we always start at 7:30 in the morning, just as before the sun gets up, and as it's still raining, and we walk down to the office and have devotions for half an hour before, 15 minutes before we go to work. Most of that time we spend praying that things will work, and give it. And if the prayers are long enough, the generator has had a chance to get the server started, which is really nice. So that's one of my biggest problems coming from Australia to go to Papua New Guinea, is having. So the one thing you can rely on power over there is that it doesn't work very often.
Yeah.
You can rely on the internet that whenever there's rain, it'll stop, because we use VSAT. And Yeah, and we can always rely on the fact that when the program manager or someone else wants to use internet, there will be a storm cloud around somewhere.
Yeah,
that'll slow it down.
It's something urgent, yeah. Well, I think you guys have already covered some of the challenges you have. I mean, my next question is, what are some of your biggest challenges and also your excitements in your role? So I don't know if maybe Rick can go first. Are there any other big challenges besides the weather? And maybe let's hear some of your excitements, when it's working, it's exciting. I don't know, but yeah.
I'll just backtrack a little bit and say that when I joined MAF, I didn't know what MAF was. I didn't apply to MAF. I applied to Missions Interlink to say, is there a job that I can do as an IT manager?
Yeah.
Because I used to work for a shipping company in Darwin and was an IT manager there. And when I joined that place, I wasn't a Christian. But then through working there, I became a Christian. And then I thought, well, since they're closing the company, I would like to see whether God can use me in a mission field somewhere. So I applied for Missions Interlink and they pointed me to MAF in Papua New Guinea. And we had heard of Mount Hagen as being a dangerous place, but we had never been there. And you know that my wife is from Rabaul in Papua New Guinea, and we lived in Port Moresby in the 1970s before self-government and independence. So it wasn't all that foreign for me, but the Highlands is new. And so that's just tracking down how I got joined. I'll just get back to the other question. What was the other question again?
Your highlights and also the challenges.
The highlights, I think, is getting to know the people and working with the people up there. When we first moved in, we moved into a compound house near the airport, and Michael helped me build a little house wind that we could sit out and join in with the people there. And that was a great experience for me, trying to learn how to build something. And I think it helped us bond a little bit outside of the office too, which was a great thing. But yeah, I love the weather. It was beautiful to get rain all through the year and to have things that want to grow all the time. It's, lovely people. A lot of them go through a lot of hardship. And one of the things that I had to come to terms with as a Christian is that the people go through so much hardship, and I think their faith must be so much better than mine ever it will be.
Yeah, I agree.
Of what they go through and how they live and how they faithfully are in prayer, even when you can't see the answers to those prayers. It's amazing. So yeah, it's a wonderful country.
Okay.
Before Steve asks Michael, I must just mention that we've had a number of good occasions in that house win, and it was wonderful because it brought so many people together. And Rick's wife, Hudson, as he mentioned, she's from Rabaul, and she has got green fingers. She has got the most beautiful garden. So Rick says that, yes, things grow beautifully, but I think you can also say thanks to your wife because she's certainly talented in that area. And I also just mentioned that we always knew that we would be one day joining MAF. But I have to say that when they mentioned Papua New Guinea, we had to bring out the map book because we had no idea where Papua New Guinea is. And our hearts are now half South African and half Papua New Guinean. So it's amazing what the Lord does.
And when I was flying around, I actually noticed that even in the remote villages, people in Papua New Guinea actually knew where Johannesburg, South Africa was. So that was amazing. We didn't actually know where Port Moresby even was, but the guys in Papua New Guinea did. Yeah, Michael, over to you. So your biggest challenges as well as excitements.
The biggest challenges that I faced when I started with this in IT, as Rick mentioned earlier, was generator power problem. And yeah, yeah, these were the biggest challenges. And when I first started, I was alone in IT, and my manager was Nigel Gorry, who was based in Cairns, and he usually made visits when he needed to. So these were my challenges. And yeah, working alone and trying to cope with pressure and things and requests from people were my challenges. My excitement was when Swiss volunteers, when Swiss government through its civil service sent volunteers, I was able to learn things from them, and yeah, they helped me out with achieving a lot of projects that we had in IT. And then another one was appointment of Rick and Hudson to the program as IT manager. That helped me to learn a lot of things, and it helped me also to do some new studies and move on to my own role. And yeah, so this was some of the good things that happened.
Okay, my next question. So how would you recommend, you know, you guys have got a little bit of experience with MAF and working with sort of all the MAF families and all that. What advice would you give to somebody that's looking into becoming a missionary with MAF? What sort of tips would you give them, and what steps should they possibly take to get to where you guys are today? As sort of in a non-flying role, I suppose you could call it.
Is that question to me or to Rick?
You go first, Michael. I don't know if you can give much. Just if you can't think of anything, maybe we'll hand over to Rick. But what would you say?
One thing that I can say is Papua New Guinea is a place of unexpected place. It's not like any other country where things are there. You must expect things here, and we have a diverse culture, and a lot of people are different. People from Hagen are different from people from islands are different from people from the coast, and we deal with things differently. Then yeah, so expect things in that way.
Michael, sorry, how would you maybe suggest to a local person, a national person, how they could possibly ready themselves or prepare themselves for a role with MAF?
I will have to think that first, and then
we'll come back to you after Rick.
Yeah.
Maybe Rick can tell us.
Okay.
Over to you, Rick.
Are you still thinking or what?
No, go for it, Rick. You can talk.
I mentioned already how we joined. It was,
yeah,
you know, without knowing anything about MAF, we had some online interviews with people in Sydney, and we had online interviews with people with Nigel Gorry in Cairns, and then we when they came together, sort of, because we had, it's a very unstructured or very well structured organisation. You know, you've got your MAF Australia are the people that recruit us, but they'll only recruit us if there's a job in a program that they can offer us. So they had to deal with the program, and at that time, the program was being managed by the people in Cairns anyway. So we were able to have interviews in Cairns, and once they accepted that we would be suitable, we went to Cairns for about 3 or 4 days worth of interviews, and I'm glad my wife was there because she did most of the talking. That was nice. And then we had to go to Brisbane for to visit my father, who was not well, and we got a phone call from Sydney to say, yes, we'll accept you, and they want you to come and do the job. But what you need to do is you have to go and develop mission partners so that they will fund you to go there. And that's sort of the hardest bit to work part of MAF, is to say, yes, we really need somebody. Please get someone to pay you to come.
Yeah.
That is a steep learning curve from somebody that was used to working for private enterprise where the people have the money to employ somebody.
Yes.
So that was difficult for us to understand, and still it's interesting, but the process of talking to churches and saying MAF is still there and we're still there to help is always a challenge.
Yeah. I had the same sort of challenge when we joined with the Papua family, but what I actually realized, when I got back from Papua New Guinea, I realized that you can't do it alone. You need that backing, and you need the prayer support and the churches to back you, and it also gives the people that purpose. Because we found when we left, you'll probably find this as well, Rick, when you leave, is that you get back, like we got back to South Africa and we thought, we haven't got, the purpose is gone. Like, now what? I just get a job and provide for my family. Like, there's nothing in that. There's no purpose in that as such. And you kind of have to find a new purpose when you get back. So by getting people to support you, it gives them that purpose. They're following you on that journey. They're in the country with you. They're getting feedback. So that's what we find. Yeah.
Absolutely. And, you know, there are people who can't go to the mission field, and it's their way of actually joining the mission field. And it's such a blessing to them. And it's such a blessing to have them a part of that journey as prayer partners, but also their financial support. And I'm really, really excited because Hudson's just walked through the door.
She did.
And I get to say hello.
She's run away now. No, come on, Hudson, come here.
Come back.
Come and say a quick hello. Come here.
I'm getting all teary.
Here. Isn't she?
Hello.
Hello,
Hello,
Hudson.
Hudson. How are you?
How are you?
Oh, so good. I'm getting all teary now seeing you.
Yeah, I can see. What did you say to this lovely couple?
Try to say in the photograph.
So Hudson, it's so good to see you. You're actually on a live interview with MAF. We're busy interviewing your husband. I don't know if you know that. It's very great to see you. Yes.
Oh, and to you too. Oh, my goodness me. It has been a long time, isn't it, really?
Too long.
Too long, I think. And you're all doing okay there?
Yeah.
You are. That's good.
Yeah, good.
I can't talk because I'm all choked up.
Oh.
Hudson, if you stick around, maybe after the interview we can catch up and chat about a few things from Papua New Guinea, if that's okay with you.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
All right, we interrupted the video a little bit there.
Well, let's go back to Michael, and maybe he's sort of an answer now.
Okay, for me to recommend or to speak with a national, I would say MAF is if you need to join or if you need to come and serve with MAF, you need to have a mission art, because MAF is mission focused, and that must be one of the important things. The other thing is you must have a strong faith, because most of the things we do in MAF is doing it by faith through Jesus and the faith we have. And another thing is MAF is as international standards. I mean, anything that we do is of international standard. So you must learn to cope with changes and adjust yourself to the things that we do in MAF. So yeah, these are some of the things that I can tell Anesh if they want to join MAF. And these are some of the things that I learned here when studying and working.
Okay. Yeah. Just to tell everyone out there, like we in our journey with MAF, well, we really appreciated how MAF looked after us, and such an amazing organization to work for. It's an international organization. They look after you. Yeah, we were in a very remote place that Camilla mentioned earlier called Gena, and at one stage the satellite internet was our lifeline. We had no other means of communicating outside of our village, and these guys in the IT department, they needed to sort it out, and they did. I think Michael even came down. Well, he came down a few times. I think that was one of them, and so we really appreciate the role of the backup staff. And I just wanted to encourage everybody watching that MAF's got many, many roles. And if you want to be involved in this amazing organization, look on the website, go to MAF South Africa, phone them, or the MAF UK, or any of the MAF websites, and see what roles are available, and maybe one suits you. I know they're looking for teachers in Papua New Guinea. That's one of the big ones. In a place called Goroka. And so, yes, have a look, and we really encourage you to be part of the MAF world.
I do feel to just mention this, and I wasn't going to mention it, but Rick's time in Papua New Guinea is coming to an end, and it's always a very sensitive topic when, we talk about departure. And I'm sure, especially for you, Michael, I know that you've developed a great relationship with the family, and you actually have a child named after Rick, which is a very special thing. But hopefully, Michael, Rick did mention that he believes that you are quite ready to take up that position. But, there are going to be opportunities in IT in Papua New Guinea. So please, keep your eyes peeled and go to the link beneath that will be appearing. And if you are interested in taking up a position with MAF, please do consider that. So Rick and Michael, it has been such a special morning spending time with you, seeing our One Talks again. And we just really want to thank you for your very precious time. We know how precious it is. And we actually look forward to next week landing in another country. Not quite sure where that will be, but we look forward to that. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We certainly have fond memories from you guys. And particularly I remember Steve's farewell speech about how he really likes being able to do medivacs. And I think that is one of the things that MAF are renowned for, is how we can help people like you guys have done.
100%.
Yes. And when we do medivacs, it's not just the pilot, it's everyone. It's IT, it's management, it's HR, it's the school teachers, it's everybody. So it's a good team. MAF is a good team. Thanks, Rick.
Thanks for that. Thanks, Rick.
Okay.
Thanks, Michael. Have a great day. Look him you too, Pella.
You look him you too, Pella, too.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.